Yo guys, how's it going? This is Cardinal Bird 5, and today we have our first gameplay for you guys of Season Monument, and we have the Player of the Month, Paxton, pitching. Like I said, I've already pitched a few times with him, but the file got corrupted, and our opponent has Pepe Alazar, and he's pitching Chris Sale. He also has Ted Williams, George Brett, Corey Seager, Cal Ripken, Dawson, so he has a stacked team, and I was surprised to see Pepe Alazar this early in the season, so I wasn't really sure, how good my opponent was. He chose Minute Maid in the day, so already got me kind of thinking, what kind of opponent am I playing? Not that there's anything wrong with Minute Maid. It just seems like it's a little bit laggier than other ballparks, so I don't really, I don't know. It's a really beautiful park, but for that reason, I usually don't like to play here really too much. So we're going to mix up the editing for this video a little bit. We're going to show like longer at bats, like less, individual plays, and just focus on more individual bats. That way we can showcase Paxton a little bit. We're still going to have, really quick clips of some of bats, but not all of them. And you can see here, we get a slider down and in with Kenny Powers, and we fly out to left. First bat, we struck out with Trout. I've been striking out way too much with Trout. I mean, I do like him, but I got to just relax up there. I don't know what I'm trying to do with him. And then next batter, Ken Griffey, batting third this game. He walked him on 4 straight, and that's going to bring up Dawson, Mr. Reliable. From day one, this card's just been great. And I was under that a little bit. I had good timing on it, but yeah, I had to make an adjustment there on my thumb placement because I kept swinging under everything, and then I would not get to the sliders down and in. So we'll see if I can make that adjustment later on. Now this is basically Paxton's YouTube debut. Like I said, he's pitched 2 other games. He's pitched well for me so far, and I'll kind of talk about what I think of Paxton and whether or not you guys should go for. I mean, that's up to you guys, but I'll give you guys my opinion on him. And our opponent is a World Series guy. I don't know how much that actually means this year. And you can see I'm struggling with Paxton a little bit early on. He's got Pepe up, and I don't want to put him on base. We work it to a 3-1 count, and we threw a good pitch in on the hands, and that's MLB The Show 17 there for you. Some just laid cheese in the right field, but that's okay. We got to bear down and get the next guy, his created guy. And again, we fell behind 3-0 here. I knew he eventually was going to go. And then I picked up right away. My opponent had a pretty late bat, and then there he finally went, 3-1 count. I had no chance, even though I believe I did a slide step. And then we threw a sinker, good pitch in on the hands there. We threw another sinker here. I'm going to get behind the ball a little bit of Griffey. He's going to try to tag up. He thinks just because Pepe has 99 speed, he can tag up on Griffey. No, sir. So that's going to be a clutch double play for us. We got Pepe off the bases. I'll take that anytime. And then next batter, Ted Williams. We throw a cutter away. I mean, Paxton has it all. He's got 3 really good fastballs, cutter, sinker, and the 4-seamer that can, hit 99. So I don't even really throw his changeup and curveball as much. He kind of reminds me of like a left-handed Noah Syndergaard or something. I know that's kind of a weird comparison, but they both have, like, Syndergaard has that slider, which is really like a cutter. Has a little bit different break to it, but it's more like side to side. And then he also has, Syndergaard probably has a better changeup, but I think they're pretty comparable. Anyways, for some reason he hit Seager, but really nothing going on this inning. Sandberg grounded out to shortstop there. I believe that was Sandberg. And that's another thing. We're also testing out Sandberg. Well, not testing out. We're trying them out. Finally got them in programs. If you guys watched my last video, I talked about my new squad update, trying out some new players. So we got Brooks playing third and Sandberg playing second. And anyways, this was a heck of an at-bat by my opponent. But you guys can clearly see, like, he is not making an adjustment to swing early. He's just letting me throw fastball after fastball and after fastball, and he's just got a late bat. I don't know if that's intentional or not. I really feel like a lot of people don't do that intentionally. That's just really, like, probably the best they can do. It's probably a combination of both, honestly. There he actually had good timing on, but you can see he missed it. So I figured, he sped up his bat a little bit. I'm going to try cutter away, see if he can roll over, and that's what we get. We got Seager at short this game. Usually I play Cal. Decided to mix it up a little bit, though, because we got Sandberg playing second, so I wanted to keep Seager in the lineup over Cal. And he took out Ken Griffey and subbed in Kiner. I guess we're getting to that point of the season where, we can make moves like that. They're both beastly cards, but Kiner does ground out to Brooks Robinson over at third, the vacuum. And we got one on here. We threw the cutter in on his hands. Like, that's really hard to pick up. Is it going to be a cutter? Is it going to be a sinker? Is it going to be a changeup? Every now and then mix in that curveball. So going into the third inning here, 2 outs. Chris Sale kind of threw me a slider over the middle of the plate. We barely just missed hitting a home run here, but we are going to be able to get a triple. You know, even though Pepe Alazar played it off the wall there nicely, but it's only going to be a 2-out triple, so we need a clutch hit for Griffey. And my opponent throws I think that was a changeup down, and I just stayed back on it and hit it over the third baseman's head for a clutch 2-out RBI. So get on the board there, 1-0, and then now we have Dawson up, and we actually hit. Well, no, I was under that a little bit. I thought I hit that better than what I remember, but it's just going to be a fly out to center to end the inning. But we do get a 1-run lead. We still have Paxton going for us here. I've been falling behind in some counts. My opponent was really patient. He was pretty much looking for something middle away. He wasn't even really trying to hit the inside pitch. As you can see there, you know, when he did try to make an attempt to hit it, it was just a fly out to the opposite field. It wasn't hitting it too well for the most part. Every now and then he would, you know, hit it hard with the lates or just lates. And then he gets a hit with freaking Chris Sale here. He put up a really good at bat. If my pitcher would have just let that go, it would have been a ground out to second, I'm pretty sure. And now he has Pepe Alazar up. So I figured I'll show you guys this whole at bat. I'm trying to be careful. I'm not too worried about the runner on first right now, but I want to be careful of Alazar. I just want to keep him off the bases. 2-0, I figured he might. Well, let's see here. Just want to keep him close. He kept taking leads over at first. And I throw a fastball up and away. And I was kind of scared to throw this, but I don't think he got very good. His PCI wasn't on it too well, and he's going to be a fly out to right field. So we get Pepe Alazar out, which was huge. Now next we got to deal with basically another Pepe Alazar, his created play, and we threw a cutter in on the hands. Look at Brooks Robinson over there making a nice play. It was a routine play, nothing crazy, but we do get out of the inning. So far so good for Paxton. 3 innings, no earned runs. The thing with Paxton though is he wasn't really getting any strikeouts, and I'll kind of talk about that later when we're pitching again. Now we have Bellinger up, and I decided to take a pitch there. He threw a slider down the middle. Probably would have popped it up anyways, but 1-1. We get a slider down in the zone, and look at this. This is why I love Bellinger. If that's Votto or Matthews or, you know, anybody else that I've been playing at first, that's not going. You guys can see there, like, the ball just kept carrying, didn't have that wicked topspin, and it carried out. That's why I like Bellinger. He does not get cheated. I love his swing. You know, him and Seager, I love that swing. And then speaking of Seager, he comes up, and I had good timing on this, but I remember my thumb kind of slipped off here. And I didn't get my PCI all the way up there. I knew eventually he was going to challenge me, so I missed my pitch there. But we do have a 2-0 lead, and I'm working Chris Sale decently. Not hitting him great. And Sandberg hits a pretty good one on the right center. I thought maybe I was going to be able to get a double out of that, but it's going to be a line out to his right fielder. And then look at us. We fall behind again, 3-1 count with Paxton. And left it over the middle a little bit, and he hit it to center field there. But yeah, I think the problem with Paxton is so far I only have 1 strikeout with him in like 12 innings or 13 innings. So he doesn't really have that strikeout pitch, but I think he's very tough to hit. Again, I would compare him to like a left-handed Arrieta or even a I meant to say Syndergaard or Arrieta. I think he's kind of more comparable to Syndergaard though with a velo. So yeah, I don't know. I know like both of those pitchers have sliders, but on the games they're really like cutters, or I think as Arrieta likes to call it a slutter. So yeah, but here's the cutter in on the hands again. Like he induces a lot of weak outs, and yeah, I don't know if I like the cutter or the slider better. I think I like the cutter a little bit like better for throwing high in the zone, but the slider is harder to locate. But I don't know. Arrieta's slider is really filthy though. Same for Syndergaard. And we got 2 outs here. He's got, I believe this is Corey Seager batting. So we got 2 outs, 1-2 count on him. Throw a high fastball by him. Here is one of the few times we try a little curveball, a little slide step cheese. And then this game, my catcher was just not blocking anything. So that was in the dirt. You know, I expect my catcher to make that play sometimes, but he does not get to that one, and that puts a runner in scoring position. So we got to make a good pitch here. We throw a changeup down, and that's probably not where I want to throw this guy, because that's where his bat speed is for that changeup. So we want to go back in, a sinker in on the hands. And he actually hit this one pretty decent, but fortunately we got lucky there with a line out to Sandberg. He made a nice play on it. So we're going to take our 2-0 lead into the 5th inning here. We got 1 out. This is Mike Trout coming up. First pitch swinging. See, I never know what to do with Trout. Do I want to take 2 strikes or swing at the first pitch? I feel like it gets really predictable if, you know, if I'm swinging first pitch and if I don't get a pitch to hit, then I'm taking till 2 strikes every time. And then for whatever reason, opponent was having somewhat of a problem with the control. He hit my created guy, Kenny Powers, and then he threw a two-seamer down and in. I overswung it, rolled over there to the second baseman, but it does advance the runners. Kind of worked out as a bunt. Now I have Dawson. Now I know he was thinking about putting him on base, so interesting decision to go after Dawson here. You know, already down 2 runs, but I could have easily just pinched hit as well too. So I don't know. It's a tough decision. We fall behind 0-2. You know, I'm still being patient. A lot of you guys are probably like, why'd you let that first pitch go? Well, it wasn't what I was looking for. I think I was looking for something soft early in the count, and, you know, I don't want to chase something I'm not looking for. We'll get back to a 2-2 count. He tries to pick me off. I don't know why. But 2-2 count again. Tries to slide step. You know, he's missing his spots badly. I think he might have been using meter. I don't know if he was using analog, but we work it to a full count. And he threw it like a hand slider, and we just fouled off. So I was looking for something soft because he wasn't really throwing me like high and in or middle in pitches. He wasn't really getting his fastball in very well. And he threw a hanging changeup just slightly away, but Dawson crushes that for a 3-run shot. And that's going to give us a 5-0 lead. You guys can see we were on that. Pretty much almost threw it down the middle, maybe like slightly away, but it was not a good pitch. And now Bellinger's coming up. This game might have been on All-Star too. I know a few games were on All-Star early in the season, but now I'm 700 plus, so I think my last few games have been on Hall of Fame, and you guys can tell the difference with Bellinger's PCI. We get some just late cheese ourselves there, just a ridiculous hit. But yeah, whatever. I'll take it, I guess. Now Brooks comes up. Brooks Robinson, 0-2 count. Hit it decently, but it's going to be a ground out to first base. Chase the slider there, pretty low. Moving on to the 5th, we get a 1-2 count, 1 out here. We do throw that cutter in on the hands, but didn't get it in all the way, so he's going to be able to fight that off for a base hit past Corey Seager. And then for some reason he left Chris Sale in and decided to bunt, and I brought Pepe up, and I threw a fastball just above the letters, and he chased, and that's going to get out of the inning. So yeah, just a lot of fastballs at Paxton. I wasn't throwing the curveball too much. I need to find a way to work that in there. Like, he wasn't really chasing it, to be honest, because he was waiting back so much. He was pretty much looking for like a changeup, and if he didn't get that, he would just try to fight it off. We get a base hit up the middle there with Sandberg. I think that might be our first hit with Sandberg. And then with 2 outs, 3-2 count. This is Mike Trout. We've got a very hittable pitch, but we swung under it. You know, I'm doing well at Mike Trout. I just wish I don't know, I think I could be doing better, so I don't know. And then Paxton throws a sinker away. Corey Seager makes a nice play up the middle on his created guy. I didn't think he was going to get there, to be honest. Now Ted Williams comes up, 0-1 count, 1 out. And this was a curveball. You guys can see he hit that pretty hard, but it was below the zone. We get another ground out. That's Corey Seager. So Paxton's doing a good job, but you know, he's making his defense work, not really striking out anybody. And this is George Brett. We throw a cutter away. He lays off of it there. It wasn't a very good pitch. And we decided to go with just a 4-seam down and in, see if he can react and hit it. He's pretty late on it. And it's going to be a can of corn for center fielder, Ken Griffey Jr. And that's going to take us to the 7th inning, 5-0. So it's still obtainable for him. I don't know why he left Chris Sale in, though. And there he goes. He throws a hanging slider. Well, it wasn't really a hanging slider. It was a good pitch in on the hands a little bit, but I made a good adjustment. Like I said, I was having a problem with that pitch early in the game. And my opponent decided to go ahead and concede. We'll go ahead and take that. I wish I could have pitched a few more innings with Paxton to see if I got the complete game shutout, but I'll take that. And we're going to get a victory. Now our next gameplay, I'm going to have the Ron Guidry debut. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I don't know if that'll be out to tomorrow or something. I don't know. I'm going to try to get out as soon as I can. But anyways, guys, appreciate you guys watching the video. I'll see you guys next time. This is Cardinal Bird 5 signing out. Peace.